whole thing.
Well, K Road's the most colourful road in Auckland and the most fun. I mean, that's the only place I actually want to go because it seems the most fun and you know.
Well, I mean, in New Zealand, but because K Road's becoming gentrified, you know, there's a whole lot of high-rising apartments that are being built, and we're getting the baby boomers move in from Remuera.
Really?
And yeah, pretty much. And, you know, they don't, you know, they know what the culture is on K Road, but, you know, if they see a sex worker standing outside their front door, they get really irritated and throw their arms up and like, I don't want this outside my front door, get rid of these people. And, I mean, in New Zealand, we had 2 bills, one in 2005 and the last one in 2009, which got thrown out of Parliament last year, which was called the Regulation of Prostitution in Specified Places Bill. And it was horrendous because Auckland Council were asking central government to give them the powers to rewrite the law. Because, you know...
Why is it so threatening? This is a human need. This is just like...
Yeah.
I love to explore my sexuality. I do what I can to create special spaces so that I can, because it's part of me learning about myself. Like, why is it so in the closet and stigmatized and treated like it's such a weird thing? Like it's actually just a human need.
Human need, yeah.
Why has it become so... Why have people's sex lives become so
boring?
Boring?
Yeah.
Like, is it something to do with monogamy, or why are their sex lives so limited and boring? And why have they got so much judgment on people who want to say, I have a need to explore myself and I have a need for sex? I mean, that makes sense to me. It makes sense. Why do you think it's just made out to be so wrong and dirty? Like, why?
I don't have the answers for that, to be honest, and maybe that's something you could explore. You know, interviewing different people on their own sexual expressions. But I can say that through sex work, like I said, you explore your sexuality, you explore diversity, sexual expression, which is really important, and it's liberating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm a sexual being. I want to explore myself.
I mean, like you mentioned earlier in our conversation about when you have sex with a man and, you know, he ejaculates and his heart opens up, like your chakras open up.
Yeah.
And it's a release of tension and fulfillment.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't talk about that often or, you know, over the table or... I know the reason why we're here, anyway, back to Katie and her exhibition around, you know, around honouring women.
Yes.
In their work, as working girls, in sex work. You know, it's about being liberated and celebrating sex.
As a natural human need.
Yeah.
A right, almost. You know, a beautiful way of being with our bodies and a way of inviting pleasure into our lives.
And I mean, I think there's people out there who, people in society, they grow up, you know, they look at porn magazines, you know, or they read porn and then they think, okay, that's what sex is about, but it's not. It's actually deeper. It's deeper than that. And it's about people being aware about their own sexuality, masturbation. You know, are they comfortable touching their own bodies? If they're not, well, you better explore.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's quite basic, isn't it?
It's basic stuff, but people can live their whole lives.
That's self-love,
yeah.
really. And a relationship with yourself.
With yourself, yeah. But people can live their lives thinking, oh, you know, if I do this, it's bad, it's naughty, it's dirty. But I know in relation to sex work, when clients come to see sex workers, it's about exploring those sexual needs and being fulfilled.
Yes.
And then, eventually they'll go back to their own lives, and whoever they have sexual encounters with people they have relationships with, they have the confidence to be able to explore that sexual expression.
Ah, okay.
And it be,
Because they're often shy about it, huh?
yeah. There's probably a lot of people out there who turn the lights off when they have sex. I mean, why not turn the lights on?
You're connecting with someone's soul, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure probably, I'm confident in my own sexuality, but I know that, there's people that you might have sex, turn the light off, get the sheet over my head. Why not kick the sheet off? Why not have a sweaty body?
So instead of like shining the light on sex workers and vilifying them, then we need to shine the light on ourselves and just go, how comfortable with my body am I? How comfortable with my sexual urges and needs and exploration am I?
And sex isn't always about penetration. It can be massage, it can be, touching certain areas of your body that you've never explored before. Getting an ice cube and putting it around your body, see the goosebumps come up. Get a feather. Run it up and down your nipples or something, or be creative. Get chocolate, put it all over your body, lick it off your body, smell it.
Do sex workers have fun?
They do. They do have fun, and you get to explore crazy stuff that people ask you to do, and you provide that service, but it's healing. It's it's making sure that that person that comes to see you, that pays for sex, is not going to be judged for wanting to explore something that they have thought about in the back of their minds. But if they've grown up in a very conservative family or ideology, it's a safe place in 4 rooms or in a car or wherever, in an open space, that you're able to feel free.
Right, and not being the person that you think you should be or that you were told you should be. Actually finding out what you like, who you are, and learning how to speak up for it, huh?
Yeah.
Educating yourself about yourself in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong
That's quite
journey.
empowering, huh?
Yeah.
Learning how to speak up for your desires and what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we grow up in society about, a man's role is this, a woman's role is that. Who said that a woman should be subservient to a man? We're equal. Or a woman is subservient to a woman, or a man is subservient to a man. We're equal. So, have some equilibrium about it and just do it. Just let it go.
So what I've learned from this short time with you, Anna, was that in New Zealand, sex work has been decriminalised since 2003 due to 16 years of lobbying from wonderful women like you around the rights and the reality of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the right for you to be doing what you're doing and the important service that it's actually offering society. And that there is a network for sex workers to come be educated, supported, and to know their rights, and to come and appeal and even put legal cases through if they don't get treated properly.
Yeah.
And that's your association. That only 25% of sex workers, as you know them, use substances. Is that right?
Yeah.
And that it's basically a service that's offered to conservative New Zealanders that are too scared to explore sexuality in their own home with their own partner.
I mean, if not with their partner, with themselves.
Or with themselves. So
yeah.
it's actually an educational healing, and it's providing quite a lot of functions that don't get represented by the media, and that they're normal.
All in, in just everyday society, talking about it and being open about sex. I mean, I talk about sex all the time. I mean, last night we went out for dinner and, we started talking about sex work.
So do I.
And
I love talking about sex.
And then there's people on the other side of the dinner table that will sit really quietly and they don't want to say anything, but they're listening.
Yes.
And then, it should be talked about. Who said it shouldn't be? I mean, there's no rules. Who makes up the rules?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We make the rules. That's right. And I like talking about sex.
Yeah, and sex rules.
Well, it's been great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.